Good morning. Isn't it great? Christmas is nearly here. I wonder, is your Christmas tree up yet, or have you started to put your decorations up yet? In our house, the tree isn't up, the decorations aren't up, and I'm thinking of starting that next week. Is there something you're hoping for Christmas? Is there a special toy, or maybe a present, or a really big surprise you're hoping for? Do you know, sometimes people lose hope and have nothing to look forward to at all. I'm sure you're looking forward to Christmas, but sometimes people have nothing at all to look forward to, and they're described as being hopeless. And this morning I'm going to tell you about a woman whose life had become hopeless. In the time when Jesus was on earth, there was a village called Nain. We can read about what happened in Nain one day in Luke's Gospel, chapter 7. In Nain, there was a funeral taking place. The man who had died was a young man, and his dad had died a long time before him, so his mum was a widow. Now she had no family at all. Can you imagine how sad and upset the young man's mum must have been? Now she had nobody to love her, nobody to care for her, nobody to hug her, or nobody to talk to her at home. She was expecting to be very lonely from now on. She might have been feeling afraid, not knowing what the future will be like for her. She is hopeless. She has nothing to look forward to. She will be eating her meals alone. She will have no one to chat to, no one to laugh with, no one to sing with. She has no one to protect her when she gets older, and no one to care for her when she gets sick. And how will she, as an old woman, be able to work and get money to buy food? And then Jesus and his disciples arrive in Nain and see the funeral and see the very sad woman. Hope is brought into her world. Jesus stops the funeral. He stops the people bringing the young man to where he was to be buried. Can you imagine the excitement when Jesus spoke to the dead man and told him to get up? Maybe some people laughed at Jesus and thought he was foolish. Imagine speaking to a dead person who can't hear and telling them to get up. But what happened next was amazing. When Jesus told the young man to get up, life came back into his body and he did get up. Can you imagine the smile on his mother's face? I think she gave him the biggest and longest hug he ever got from her. Jesus came into this hopeless situation and gave hope by getting involved and doing something helpful. I wonder, is there something bad or sad happening to you, and you think that it is so bad it could never be fixed? You think it is hopeless. Maybe your mum and dad are arguing all the time and this worries you. Or maybe you were being bullied in school and you feel all alone. Or maybe you don't have any real friends, so have no one to play with. Or maybe someone in your family or someone you know is very sick. They might even have COVID-19. Do you know, these types of things that can happen to you or me are sad. But you know, one day, an angel called Gabriel spoke a wonderful truth about God. He said, with God, nothing is impossible. The angel Gabriel was telling Mary, the mother of Jesus, that her really old cousin Elizabeth, who was sad and hopeless, was actually going to have a baby. You see, Elizabeth and her husband, Zechariah, had really wanted a baby and had prayed about it lots. They probably prayed for years, but no baby arrived. It seemed like they'd given up all hope of her having a baby. Then God answered their prayers and Elizabeth had a baby boy who grew up to be John the Baptist. In the sad things that happen to us, we can have hope by praying to Jesus and asking him to change things. Elizabeth and her husband were hopeless, but they prayed and God answered them. The widow in the town of Nain was hopeless too, but Jesus came along and gave her hope by raising her son from the dead. You too can pray to Jesus about things that you think are hopeless And you can also bring hope to other people by getting involved and helping them, just like Jesus did at the funeral in Nain. In my back garden, these planters don't look very nice or exciting or hopeful. But we're expecting and hoping some beautiful flowers in springtime. You see, we've planted bulbs in them in the hope that the bulbs will grow into beautiful flowers. We have faith the flowers will come in springtime. So, even if some things in your world look hopeless now, don't give up, because when you invite Jesus into your worrying things, he can give you hope, and you can always pray to him about these things. And if you know somebody who is sad and doesn't have any hope, you can be their friend and you can pray for them and you can help them in some way and give them hope too. So that's our story for today. See you soon. Bye.